Hello and welcome to another episode of The Good, The Bad and The Spursy. Now, if you're new to this channel, then please do hit this subscribe button. I am just under 13,000 subscribers. The growth has been picking up a little bit. So drag that mouse, hit the subscribe button and help me reach my goal. But anyway, in today's episode of The Good, The Bad and The Spursy brings us to our most recent game, Southampton versus Tottenham. Now, this game was definitely a story of two halves, you know. First half having a goal denied, then Southampton having a goal denied, and then Ings scoring, and then from out of nothing we equalise, and the second half is a complete different story. There is so much to talk about in this episode, not even just about the game. Transfer rumours, you know, with Dele, Alli and Jesse Lingard popping up into our radar. When Gareth Bale is going to be playing his first game for us. A possibility of our match getting postponed because of Leyton Orient players being diagnosed with it. But let's talk about the game. Now, it is coming into our second game of the league, third game of the season as well, where it has been very topsy-turvy for the mood of Tottenham and for the performances. You know, losing your first game at Everton and then, you know, sort of like a bit of a reality check, making us realise these players are not the squad that we need to try and get us to top four and to potentially win a trophy as well. To then playing Plovdiv and almost losing to them, but then thankfully to two players getting sent off. Basically, some red cards that worked in our favour, and then winning this game thanks to Dele, and then brings us to Southampton. Very mixed reviews, considering that we just made some blasting signings, Bale and Sergio Reguilon. Incredible. And you would think, would this put a mood to the players? Well, we started the first half just like so. Started off very strong in my opinion. We even had a goal denied and, you know, thanks to bloody VAR, you know, got all of our hopes down. And then I believe there was also another denied goal from Harry Kane. But then some terrible defensive errors. Dyer and Sanchez partnership. Why wasn't Toby Alderweireld starting, man? Even though Toby might not be as good as how he used to be, there is no way Toby should be missing games at the expense of Dyer and Sanchez partnering up. These two centre-backs cannot partner with each other. And that was exactly what the issue was. A defensive error. A big defensive error. Danny Ings thrives off of those lobs, those long balls, to get it into the back of the net, and that's exactly what happened. Dyer just was looking the wrong way, couldn't track back in time enough. Sanchez failed to make the block, and it was 1-0. And then it looked like it was doom and gloom. But then from out of nothing, you know, being clinical, Son managed to slot it in and equalise for us. And then that was it. That was half-time. You know, a special shout-out as well definitely has to go to Højbjerg, because although he's been getting a lot of stick for maybe some of his performances, this guy has actually been so underrated with the work he's put in. But there's just an issue. Højbjerg and Winks just doesn't go together. The midfield partnership just doesn't make sense. And of course, speaking of other midfielders, Dele was a big thanks to that goal for Son. And Son managed to score thanks to a very creative turn and skill from Dele to make it 1-1. But then of course Dele gets subbed off. And you think, well, this is typical. This is typical, you know, fitness issue, this, that, the other. But it's looking promising at the moment. Dele, according to Mourinho, has said that his head wasn't in it for last season, but this season is going to be a turnaround of events for him. He's going to put his 150% effort in. He wants to play first-team football. So we can only try and give him some time to prove his point. But then the second half happened, and boy, the second half was just amazing. Another goal from Son, an assist from Kane. Bruv! Harry Kane assisted all of those goals for HEUNG MIN SON, who scored 4, by the way. The South Korean Donny only went and done it and scored 4 superb, counter-attacking, brilliant goals from the Harry Kane assists. Everyone is saying Harry Kane is selfish, Harry Kane is a tap-in merchant. Did you see that today? Because I certainly didn't. I saw what I would never see Aubameyang do. You know, all these mugs saying that Aubameyang is a much better striker than Harry Kane. Eat your words. Have a taste of that humble pie. Because let me tell you something, yeah? You would never see Aubameyang do that in a game alone. The quality of assists, the quantity of assists, the hold-up play, the passing. It was just superb. It was amazing. It was something you love to see. And the best part is, Bale and Reguilon weren't even starting. Now, don't get me wrong. Southampton's fine line was what cost them, but you still got to capitalise, and that's exactly what we did. There would have been plenty of other teams that wouldn't have been able to capitalise such counter-attacking football, but that's exactly what we did. And just think about it like this, yeah? Harry Kane, in the middle. Bale and Son taking the wings. Bruv, the Premier League is not ready. Let me tell you that. The Premier League ain't ready for this. They do not want the smoke that the counter-attacking football is about to see in front of them. And then, of course, you know, after those 4 brilliant goals Son scored, Southampton got a penalty, and it was a bit ridiculous, because considering even an ex-Premier League referee pretty much called out that was the wrong decision, and that's not the rules of handball. The handball was given to them, but you know what? The penalty was given to them, but you know what? Considering that we basically scored 5 goals, you know, with a Harry Kane goal added to it, I kind of feel like, you know, I just couldn't be asked to be angry about it. It just wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it. Enjoy the result, I say. Enjoy the result. And this is the thing as well. You know, there was a debate whether Son and Harry Kane gets man of the match. Jose Mourinho thought Harry Kane should have got man of the match, but it went to Son, and to be fair, if you're going to score 4 goals, then I do kind of feel like it is, no matter how well the other player did to provide those assists, Son, I felt, deservedly got man of the match. Maybe they should do like a joint man of the match where, you know, men of the match, Harry Kane and Son, because they were definitely the best players on the pitch, without a doubt. So I've had to actually stop myself editing from that point onwards and basically get rid of all of this bit, because I have been a schmuck. It's amazing what happens in a day, but so many things can change. So firstly, I'll address the Jesse Lingard rumour. It's fake. Thank God. It's not happening. It's not happening. And you know what? I don't mind if I left an upload late and I have to go back and change it, but I'm just relieved that Jesse Lingard is not coming. I can't stand these stupid moonwalk dances and the fact that he's a 28-year-old child. Alright? I do not want that in my team. So that can go straight to bed. No Jesse Lingard. We can sit back and we can relax. Now, another thing that I also want to address is Leyton Orient. That has also changed. It looks like the game has been forfeited, and this is due to the players contracting the virus. And yeah, all I'm going to say is it's a pity, and I feel really bad for Leyton Orient. But there's just something so interesting that has happened. So you may have heard of this sports journalist called Oliver Holt, who I believe writes for the Telegraph. He is such... He hates Tottenham, man. Anything to find an opportunity to spread hate about Tottenham, he will go for it. And he's used this opportunity to express hate against Tottenham, because apparently it's our fault that the game has been forfeit. If you look at my tweet over there, I mean, all you need to do is just read my tweet that I made about him, because that's genuinely what he would do. I don't get how it's our fault, considering that Harry Kane has also invested into their club kits and helped Leyton Orient out. Listen, I feel really bad for Leyton Orient, and I know they're going to lose out on some money, and you know what? Maybe we as a club should put a little bit of investment in, you know. 100 grand, which they lost out on, is peanuts for a club like Tottenham and any Premier League side. I don't understand why we are being made to look like we are the bad guys. That is just something that literally makes no sense at all. I know that we've got like a lot of tight schedules and that, and yeah, it looks like it's a weight off of our shoulders. But it's also something that isn't our doing, which is why the game has been cancelled. It's not our doing at all. Look, I can go into several reasons of why it's not our fault, but the only thing I want to say is a speedy recovery for the Leyton Orient players. And, you know, my thoughts do go out to Leyton Orient fans who may have been looking forward to watch this game. And, you know, I hope maybe there is something that we can do to help. But we are not the bad guys. Let's just put that out there. That's it for today's episode of The Good, The Bad and The Spursy. Let me know what you think of this episode, and if you want to see another one. I know in the first one you lot were very in favour of it. So, The Good, The Bad and The Spursy. Yeah, special shout out to my housemate Dan, who was getting a little bit arsey at me in the messages this morning, as you can see, because he did kind of come up with this idea. So, big shout out to Dan Scholesy, my housemate, and possibly one of the most delusional Tottenham fans you'll ever hear. I was trying to get a reaction. Did you hear what I said?
No, I didn't hear what you said.
It's probably better you didn't.
Eric Dyer, Ben, John Terry.
You kind of just proved my point. I'm joking. Big shout out to you. Let me know if you want to see more episodes like this in the channel. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Just under 13,000 subscribers.